Bye. Bye.
Okay, so let's do another example of segment addition. You ready, Xander?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to start with one guy here.
Yep.
Who's going to go there?
Oh. Hey. What you mean?
Okay, so War Machine's going to go there, and he can see Iron Man, who's going to be right there. So put Iron Man all the way over here. Okay, so there's Iron Man, and then we have to put the bad guy right there. All right, good job. So let's say we know some distances. What if we know that this whole thing, that whole distance, is going to be 6x? Okay? And we know this part right here is x plus 6. And this part is 3x. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
What lots of sense.
So would you say that this plus this equals all of that? If I take that, the distance from War Machine to the bad guy, and add it to the bad guy to Iron Man, that's like going from War Machine to Iron Man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So part plus part equals the whole. So what we're going to do is we're going to write that like an equation. And here's the equation we're going to write. We're going to write part, so x plus 6, plus, and then we're going to write the other part, 3x equals 6x. That make sense?
Yep.
Okay, now we're going to combine like terms. So that gives me 4x plus 6 equals 6x. I'm going to subtract my 6 from both sides, giving me 4x. Oops. No, I'm not. I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. That's going to give me 6 equals 2x. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So 3 is equal to x. So now I can go back and find out all those distances, can't I?
Yep, you can.
Let's go find those out. So if I come back over here, x is 3. So this is going to be 3 times 6, which is 18. This is 3 times 3, which is 9. And this is 3 plus 6, which is also 9.
I'll do that. Oh, never mind.
Which means if these are the same distances, do they look like they're the same distance?
Yep.
Or should I move him back a little bit?
You.
Is that about halfway now?
Yep, that's halfway.
Yep. And that's what those distances show me. It shows me he's sitting on the midpoint. Do you think we should learn about midpoint now?
Yep.
All right, we'll do that next. Okay. Bye.
Oh, Miles, no. No.
All right. Our next term that we really need to have down before we go any further is the term bisect. And when I talk about bisecting, I'm going to be dividing into 2 equal parts. So what that means is I'm going to be taking some segment or angle and breaking it in half. So, for example, Xander,
What?
I need a Lego guy.
Lego guy.
Give me the bad guy.
Bad guy.
Bad guy. There he is. How many parts is he in?
1.
So let's bisect him. Ready?
Yep.
Now he's bisected.
That's 2 parts.
2 parts, and they're about the same, aren't they?
Yep.
Yep. So if I divide it into 2 equal parts, I bisect.
Bisect.
Right. You know, but bi, bi, you know what that means? How many wheels does your bicycle have?
4. But
Not
2.
counting the training wheels.
Okay, 2.
2. How many wings does a biplane have?
2.
2. So when I bisect it, how many parts do I cut it into?
4. 2.
2. So there's our Lego guy. And then we're going to boink, bisect him. Cut him into 2 equal parts. Okay. Now, let's say that our villain is standing there. And Iron Man and War Machine decide they're going to stand so that he is halfway between them. Okay, so that means we're going to take this line right there. So there's our line. And we're going to bisect it. Cut it into 2 equal parts. So, that point where I've cut the line into 2 equal parts, we call that point the midpoint.
That's so funny.
The midpoint. It's the point that cuts a line in half. That make sense?
Yep.
It's in the middle. It's the point that divides it into 2 parts. Now this gets kind of tricky when we start to get into the actual problem side of things. Because if I have a segment here, so there's my segment, and I tell you that that's the midpoint right there. Let's say I tell you that this is x plus 3, and the whole segment is 10 units long. Now there are a couple of things I know because of the fact that this is a midpoint. If I say that the bad guy is standing on the midpoint between Iron Man and War Machine, so the bad guy is on the midpoint. That means Iron Man to him is x plus 3, and the bad guy to War Machine is also
X plus 3.
x plus 3. We know that because we said the bad guy is standing on the midpoint, right?
Right.
So, I can solve this by saying part plus part equals the whole.
Yep.
And now I can go ahead. Okay, so 2x plus 6 equals 10. Subtract 6 from both sides. 2x equals 4. Divide both sides by 2, I get x equals 2. Which, if I go back and check, what's 2 plus 3?
Let me count on my fingers.
Okay.
5.
5. So I would have 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. And 5 is 10. It checks out.
Yep.
Okay. Is that a good problem?
Yeah, that's really good.
All right. Say goodbye, everybody.